Hello and welcome to another episode of College Collective, brought to you by Jibber Jabber. My name is Ibrahim.
And my name is Hassan, and this is a show where we talk about university life, problems, and just give our general advice.
We're gonna continue talking about the whole online semester and how that whole experience was for us. I think one of the biggest and best parts of university that students look forward to is that whole extracurricular and social part of uh, the whole experience. Whether it's sports, whether it's clubs, social groups, all of that. And when we went online last semester, that whole part of university just took a huge hit, and it was very different to adjust in that semester. What are your thoughts, Hassan?
Right. I mean, as always, when you start, spitting facts, so we, yeah,
Just say.
just makes it way easier. Thank you very much. So, online versus on campus. I mean, obviously, there was a huge difference when it comes to social interaction and social life, and I almost slipped there. And extracurricular activities when you're talking about like meeting people face to face in real life and then having a Zoom call with them or an online call with them on Teams or something, you know? So there's like a huge gap that occurs that you start to miss a few things, and university can't basically cover these things online. There's no other way to make up for it, you know? Unless you're like, you call up your group of friends, but you can't call up the full university, right? So, like
Yeah.
like you said, there was a huge gap, and that's what we're going to talk about. I wanted to talk about friends because because you know that you have like good, like really close friends that are there in most of your courses. These people, I'm sure for most, even afterwards we went to online, you still would communicate with them because you'd hop onto a call or you'd study with them or you'd stay after a class, like an online class. But then the friends that aren't really, really close to you, but they're still people you say hi to, you have small talk with. These, I feel like, were extra, like, were there was more distance created
Like
there. Yeah, it was hard to be connected with them, and it is important to have that connection too. That's, I think, what makes university. What do you think, Nurhan?
Yeah, I definitely agree. Going online, it created more distance. It made people who you weren't very close to before, it made you drift apart even more because now
Right.
now there is no more, oh, you'd like run into them in university. You either put the effort to speak to them or you don't. So, and most times people who are not very close, they wouldn't put that extra effort. So you really do drift apart a bit.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And then if it could be even with one of your close friends, like
Yeah.
I know of a situation where people were in a group project and then one person just went missing and you wouldn't find them. There's no way you could figure out. Even if you were in university, that could happen. But then with online, it feels even further apart. Don't you think, Abraham?
yeah, and you mentioned group projects. Um, if someone does go missing when you're in university, you can hunt them down in
Exactly.
university with your classes or whatever. But if they're online, yeah, you can't really do anything about that. You just gotta wait for them to appear back online. And yeah, when you're in a classroom, just the whole experience of just being in a class, sitting down at a desk, having like these group of people around you physically, and then you know making eye contact with the professor, having that interaction. It's a whole
That's so
different
true.
experience,
Yes. Yeah.
and I think we take it for granted a lot when we're in class. We're complaining about the stupidest things, but when we go online, we really see how much we're missing out on, or how much we had before. Cause I don't know. I personally, I have said this before. I can't do online
Right.
classes. I'm sure a lot of people can't do them either. But some people like online classes. Some people are more introverted. They don't really get
Right.
affected by it. But some people really can't do them. And I, I for one, really really missed having just sitting down in class.
Yeah.
Right. What about you,
Essentially, yeah.
Nurhan? How were your classes?
No, I definitely agree with Ibrahim. I don't. Online classes were not for me at all. I missed the whole environment. I missed not just getting up, having your day organized. You're gonna get out, you're gonna go to university, you're gonna be productive, you're gonna see a different environment, different people. Versus online, you just wake up, you're in the same place, you're doing everything in the same way, you're just opening your laptop, logging into a call, and that's it. It takes away the element of, excitement, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah, it becomes
right.
very boring.
Mm.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, and I think between
Uh-huh.
classes as well, like we have like an hour or sometimes 2 hours between
Right.
our classes, and then in between that time we maybe we go out for a meal, maybe we go to the lounge, play some table tennis, play some FIFA, or just sit down and talk. That part of it is missing as well because when we're online, and when we have a huge workload like we mentioned before, you can't really. You don't have that time to chill that much. Of course, you can be on your phone, you can game, you can watch Netflix, but you're not
And it
really
gets
interacting with
repetitive.
anyone. And I know
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm saying it gets
go on.
repetitive too, like online. You do the same things every day, same way. It's not the same. Like in
Right.
uni, you do different things every day, you do something different. There's not one way you do things. But online,
Right.
yeah, it just, yeah, very repetitive.
Yeah, I think no one likes lack of change. And in the end, we all do like want a little bit of change in our life, always like happening or going around.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that online classes just suck at because it's like Nurhan said, it's the exact same thing, same room, same table, same laptop over and over again. I think it was a part of just being isolated that made it so bad. Um yeah, and then we also had problems with clubs, and so we were all three of us were part of the student government last year. So we all had our respective roles, and we had clubs to manage and we had events to manage. And I know that that was severely affected as well when we went into online.
Yeah.
I think Nurhan would have a better idea of clubs than I would.
Yeah. For like some clubs, they did do like Zoom meetings. So you'd have like club meetings on Zoom. So I was in like an improv club. We
Right.
managed to like have an online aspect of it, but again, it wasn't the same as
You managed to improvise
we
with the whole
tried.
Right.
situation, but bad jokes. Go
Yeah,
on.
but again, it lacked it.
Wait, I didn't even realize it until now. Wait, what the? Damn, I'm
They improv
sleeping.
the
Wow,
crap out
I'm
of that
sleeping. What
situation,
the
bro.
hell?
I'm so sorry.
I'm kind of sad I realized. I wish I didn't realize.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, go on, go on.
but yeah, it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same. Like, it didn't have the same spark. Other
Right.
clubs, yeah, I wasn't very active in other clubs, so I wouldn't know what happened there. But yeah, there's like online group chats that members used to talk, but that's it. That was it. That was about it.
Yeah, I think most clubs just went silent because there wasn't much they could do.
Definitely. Yeah.
Uh, I do know that the events team and RIT had one good idea where we came up with the idea to put all of the student governments from all across IT and have RIT and have like one big event, and that was such a good idea. It actually ended up really fun and really nice,
Yeah.
and a lot of people ended up connecting from that, and we got to involve a few of the clubs as well using that. The cooking club, we got to involve the musical club. We got to involve the what was the thing again? It was impro. You just said it, Ibrahim.
Drama.
Yeah, the
Improv
improv club,
club.
but like all of our IT's
Yeah.
improv club.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think Dubai's was the best.
Yeah.
Shh, don't tell that to anyone else though.
Okay.
Very
Biased
very
opinions.
biased.
But yeah, honestly, I think as a student government, I think our main job was to just keep people happy and keep people entertained. Cause, like we mentioned, when you're home alone with a repetitive behavior, like a repetitive pattern, it gets kind of dull. It gets kind of boring. So, our job was just to get some cool events, try to get students engaged, try to get them on calls. But then again, when it comes with Zoom calls, you're just staring at a screen again, so it's really hard to get people motivated to join. But then we had that one big call, like
Right.
Hassan mentioned, with all the different campuses around, all right, like all the different RT
Yeah.
campuses, and that was a really good event. We had like improv, we had a cooking competition, we had
DJ.
like musical
Yeah.
performances, we had a whole like Kahoot game as well, and yeah, I think that was the highlight of the student government for
Right.
Right.
quarantine
Yeah.
at
I
least.
think just the online gaming was like the best thing that came out of it, and it was the same time everyone started pulling up with TikToks and challenges. Uh, I don't
Yeah,
promote any of that.
that sucked. I hated
Yeah.
that. That was the worst thing that came out of quarantine.
I don't
TikTok.
promote any of that.
No offense to TikTok lovers, but
Okay, it
yeah,
is
not
very
a fan
okay, it is very entertaining. I
personally.
have to disagree. TikTok can be very
Okay.
entertaining. Seeing what other people do for fun can be a little bit
I mean,
entertaining.
if you're hella bored, yes, I agree to
Yes,
sure. Why not? I don't have the app. I'm just being like the devil's advocate, I guess.
You don't have the app, but then Instagram is just full of TikToks
Actually,
now. The worst. I don't know. I guess like one or two are bearable, but then the bulk of TikTok is just super cringy. I'm not gonna
yeah,
lie. But some people like it, so no hate to them. But I
yeah. I
can't be
mean, like
asked.
like we mentioned before, I think the biggest thing that was missing is just classrooms. Like we realized how important they are and how nice it is to have your classmates around you. Even if you don't know these people or you're not close to every single one, each one, it like you feel the lack of them when you're there online. Actually, some of them, I lied. Some of them, you feel their presence way too much. Some of them got way too loud, and we
yes,
covered that in a different call. But some of them got a
Yeah.
little too loud. But then most of them, most of them, you could feel the lack of their presence, and it just doesn't feel the same. I don't know. It's just not as effective
Yeah.
online, in my opinion.
that's very true.
Definitely.
Uh,
Yeah, I mean, I think it just helps students want to go on campus more in semesters to come. I know a lot of universities won't be going on campus for the coming
which
fall
is very
semester
sad.
at least, but
Very,
I
very
think
sad.
eventually, maybe in 2021 or later on, everyone will be back on campus, and everybody
Yeah,
misses
that's
campus.
true.
But I think this is just the whole quarantine and the whole COVID-19 is just a good time for everyone to reflect, show some gratitude. If
What all they
you're
Yeah,
had
struggling with
before.
something, appreciate everything. Yeah,
Appreciate
straight
what they
up.
had before.
I think a lot of people do that. A lot of people haven't. A lot of people have, but we're still in quarantine. There's still time. Just work on yourselves.
Right.
Basically,
And
yeah.
it has been getting better. Like my English is all over the place. But I was trying to say that it has been getting better for us in UAE. I can't imagine like the other countries, some of which are like getting worse now, or the peak just like it's getting close to the peak, I hope. So for them, they don't see it
Yeah.
like, oh, soon we'll go back to normal. For us, like, luckily our country is doing a good job and everyone's doing a good job at taking care.
yeah,
Yeah,
Alhamdulillah.
so
Yeah.
we're like, okay, hopefully by next year we should be good. But I can't imagine the other countries that might have to go online for even longer. I I really
Yeah.
wouldn't want to be there.
and hopefully that gets sorted out soon, inshallah. Everything goes back to
Yeah, I hope.
normal. Yeah,
And honestly, though, I think one good thing that we had, like me and my group of friends, was that we would hop on to Zoom call and we'd play games with each other. And I think we were actually interacting with each other almost as much as we did in university when we decided to have online games and we downloaded a lot of apps. And I know a lot of other people did that too. And I think that was one of the best ways to stay connected to your friends. And I think it's important to mention this out, especially because we mentioned the other countries that are not getting better yet. Because it's good for your mental. You should try to contact your friends. You should try to talk to them. It's not about, oh, he didn't talk to me first. It still will benefit both of you. Like they're also in a slump the same way you would be. and just sitting in a room and looking at the same screen over and over again just gets depressing and boring. And I think that's what Norhan was
Straight up.
mostly talking about. On That's what she hates about online classes.
Yeah.
So find a way to interact with your friends, find games, find things to do, and take the initiative. Start a Zoom call, or just start a Zoom call to talk. But catching up with friends will not only make you, but make them feel better as well. And that's what everyone in the world needs right now. You know?
Yeah. Every day there's some good news, there's some bad news. You don't know how people are feeling about it. So like it's important to check up on other people to see how they're feeling. Maybe not just how they're feeling, just try to like keep the connection, which is basically what Hassan said. I don't know why I'm repeating it, but yeah.
It's okay. You just related with the point.
Yeah.
Ibrahim, you had something to say?
Yeah. Nah, I know some places are in lockdown, some are not. Some people are still going out, hanging out with friends, but you never know what's gonna happen. The countries could suddenly go into
Right.
lockdown. But just building on what Hassan said, I think everyone should just try to make it a rule to, I don't know, at least 3 or 4 times in a week, at least, get on a Zoom call, or
Message them.
maybe talk to your family, talk
Right.
to parents. Not even just message, just get in a call where you can at least like talk to a person one
Properly.
on one.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people are texting on
Right.
the daily, but texting and actually talking, actually seeing like a video of your friend is a
That's
totally
true
different
once. Yeah.
experience. And I think that's something we learned, or at least
You
I learned,
appreciate. Yeah.
the importance of just, yeah, like sometimes you're just with your friends, like you're just sitting in university and you're both quiet, you're both on your phone, you're just talking. You're not
You're
even, I
just
mean, you're not
vibing.
talking, you're just sitting down, and that, just vibing, that you miss that
True.
a lot. So you should really make it a point to try to incorporate that into your
Okay.
life
And
as much as
right.
possible, at
And I think
least.
that was the
Yeah.
biggest takeaway from this call. That's exactly why we wanted to have this third call, because we just wanted to give our 2 cents and what made us feel better and what helped us through. And I know most other people
Yeah.
probably have been on this already because Corona's been out. I mean, spreading for a while. But yeah,
Months.
exactly. But if some of you haven't or you've been getting worse, I'm telling you this, you have to. Like you can't sit alone for too long. It won't get better like that, you know?
Yeah.
You got to take the courage and you got to get up and
Yeah.
do something. Like we always say, be proactive. Be proactive.
Yes.
Definitely.
Um,
Yeah, man. We're all in this
exactly.
together, and life's
It'll
good.
it'll get
That's all I'm
it'll
gonna
get
say.
better,
Life's good.
inshallah. It'll get better soon.
Yeah.
Um, if there's anything else you guys want to add, or else I think I'll wrap it up now.
Yeah, definitely. We talked a lot about this whole online experience. Hopefully, we don't have to do it more in the future. That's all
Right.
I'm gonna say. But yeah,
Well, again, thank you, Nurhan, for being our guest for the 3 calls and
Okay.
all
Pleasure.
joining on at the last second. We and honestly made the 3 calls way better,
Aw.
and we feel like we couldn't have done it without you.
Thank you, guys.
And
It's been
yeah,
really nice joining. It's
that's
very, very important stuff to
nah,
say.
definitely.
Yeah.
perfect. So I think that's
Yeah,
it for College Collective, University Online versus on campus, the 3 different parts of it. Hope we gave a good view and perspective of how we dealt with it and how our social life and exams and studies went. Please comment and tell us if it was different for
yeah,
you guys, if it was better, if it was worse, if it was better. Tell us how. Tell us the tricks. We want to know. We want to know for sure.
yeah.
Y'all,
Definitely. Let us know everything you can. Please like,
that's right. Ibrahim
subscribe,
gets happy
comment,
every time he
all
sees a
the good
like.
things. All the good
Every
things.
time he sees,
We
that's
appreciate that
right.
stuff.
And yeah, I think that's it from us. So take care, guys.